for coming out tonight. I wanted to have a parent meeting in regards to athletics or extracurricular activities. And, this is something as an athletic director that we used to do, I want to say maybe every 2 to 3 years. But it's been quite a while since we've done this. So I think it's important for the parents to understand and know what the coaches' expectations might be. This is going to give you an idea tonight. This won't take very long, I promise. But it's going to give you an idea of the coach's expectations, and then the parents, if you have questions, obviously, feel free to ask us at the end. I mentioned this last night, if you were at the kickoff, where I said coaching is a 24-hour and 7 days a week, 365, because when you invest time into kids' lives, it's just showing that you care. And that it just kind of stems from there. I have our coaches here tonight, as many as that could make it. And, as an athletic director, I'm pretty proud of the coaching staff that we have here at Exira Elkhorn Kimballton. I think that we are second to none, and I truly do feel that way. So I'm just going to introduce them. They'll just kind of put their hand in the air. The coaches that are here. We have Doug Newton over there. He's been here for a long time. High school basketball. He's helped out with some junior high football. Him and I do camps together. Andrea Newman. Some softball, some volleyball, underwater basket weaving. You do it all. Yes? Okay. We've got Tony Sanastable up here. He helps Mr. Newton. He's helped me. Terry Weisenborn. He does some cross country. He's also been an assistant a long time ago. I think he's been here for 30 years, is what we found out. Kevin Brown, our high school boys track, also middle school, high school cross country with Mr. Weisenborn. Corey Barnes is here. He does the high school girls track and helps out with girls basketball. So if you would, just a round of applause for our coaches. I have a pamphlet or a brochure that we handed out to you tonight. This is the main reason as to why we are here. I wanted to go over this with you. Yes, I know it might sound childish, I guess, but there are some do's and don'ts that we expect as a coaching staff, as an athletic director, and then as administration as well. So if you would, and I'll go through this rather quickly. This is just in case maybe some of you didn't know. And, there are appropriate times to approach coaches. There are not great times to approach coaches. And this kind of just gives you an idea from a coaching perspective, maybe some of the things that we're expecting from parents. So just starting off, we hope the information provided within this pamphlet makes sense to both your child and your experience. That they make so the high school athletic program is enjoyable. Communication, both parenting and coaching, are extremely difficult vocations. Coaches and parents both want the athletes to have a positive experience as they participate in a sport or an activity. Communication, and I can just stop there, is key. Okay? I know the parents always want to know, hey, what time are we leaving? Where are the games at? What do my children need when it comes to attending or going out for athletic activities? So those are some things. Communication, coaches expect from players. Athletes should express concerns immediately and directly to the coach. Okay, communication, coaches expect from players. So if we're having an issue, hopefully that athlete will come and talk to us. Notification of any scheduled conflicts well in advance, and then specific concerns in regard to a coach's philosophy and or expectations. As your child becomes involved in our programs, they're going to experience some of the most rewarding moments in their lives. It's important to understand that there are also may be times when things do not go the way that your child wishes. Communication you should expect from the coach. The expectations the coach has for your child, as well as all the players of the squad. Okay? A lot of times the coaches will give out handbooks with the particular sport that they are coaching. to let the children or the athlete and the parents know what is going on. Locations and times of all the practices and contests, that's nice because we have our own website, we can get the information. Like I said, the team requirements, fees, special equipment, off-field or off-season conditioning, and procedure should your child maybe get injured, and discipline that results in the denial of your child's participation. I'm just going to move on because we're going to start to get in a little bit more depth. Appropriate concerns to discuss with coaches. Concerns rewarding your child's mental and physical status. Ways to help your child improve in the activity, and concerns about your child's behavior. When we turn this over, which I'm going to ask you to do right now, as coaches, one of the things I do want you to understand that it's the hardest thing I've ever done. I know as being a coach in my life. And I'm sure that if you were to ask the coaches that we have here on staff, coaching is extremely difficult because you take this baggage home with you. If you think that coaches forget about something the night of a performance or an athletic event or an extracurricular activity, that's just not true. You don't sleep. It causes a tremendous amount of stress. We want the best for all of our kids. And that's one of the things I really need you to understand, because we do love the kids. We're around them all the time. So the issues maybe not appropriate to discuss with coaches would be team strategy, play calling. One of the things I encourage coaches to never do is discuss other athletes with a parent. We can talk about yours, but we're not going to discuss other people. And then the selection of players. I don't think we have a coach here that tries to put our kids in position to fail. I think we're always trying to do what's in the best interest of our team. If you have a concern with the coach, situations may require a conference. I encourage those. Hey, I don't understand as to why we're doing this. Is there a time that I can maybe talk to the coach? That's who you need to talk to first. Call and set up an appointment with the coach. Okay, we have the phone number is there. Okay, if you cannot reach the coach, that's when it comes to me, and I'll try to set up a meeting for you to where you can visit with the coach if you have some concerns. One of the main things that I would probably say, and it has happened quite a bit, not here, but I know it happens in general, is people when they confront a coach before or after a contest or a practice. It's emotional times for both because we obviously both want the best for our kids and our student athletes. And at times the kids are going to fail. And I've always said this, and the kids are here, you know that I feel failure is a good thing because it teaches us. If you cannot, if a parent, what a parent can do if a meeting with the coach does not resolve the problem, set it up with me, and then we'll go to the next step, where Mr. McDonald is down here, and then we would go to the administration. If it's something that has to continue to move up the chain of command. You know, we want you to talk to the coach first. Hopefully we can resolve the issue. Then we would like you to talk to me, the athletic director, and if that doesn't resolve it, we'll continue to go up. Okay? Sincere research indicates a student involved in co-curricular activities has a greater chance for success during adulthood. These programs have been established. Character traits required to be successful are exactly those that promote a successful life after high school. I guess, just in conclusion with that there, I hope that you understand that I feel the coaches are trying to teach your children the right values for them to be successful. I really truly do believe that we have that here. And I said this just a little bit ago, but I said I thought coaching is the hardest thing to do. It's the only profession that I know where you're constantly being critiqued by sometimes 50 to 1,000 people at your job site. So if we were to do role reversal, I hope we don't have it. Uh-oh. You're a nurse, but I'm just going to use you as an example. Is that okay? Lindy knows. I grew up with her. Yeah. So if I was to go to Lindy and watch her perform something, maybe just drawing blood, and I sat there and yelled over her shoulder that I don't feel she's doing that correctly, that maybe she should do something different, maybe draw it from a different vein, maybe go a different part of your body, or just yell at her in general. Coaches take that to heart. I'm not going to lie to you. And it's something, and I've said this for years, it's the only profession where a lot of times 500 other people know more than what we do. It is a profession. If you want to get involved in coaching, I truly encourage you to do so. Coaching and teaching has decreased dramatically in the last 10 years, especially in the coaching profession. I can give you information to do so, if that's something that you would like. Okay? This one here, this is something just for the kids and you guys to read. Maybe when you're on your own. You know, it's just some of the positives of high school athletics. I think if you were to ask, you know, I have children of my own. As parents, the worst thing that we want to see is our kids in pain. And I know that. But at the same time, it teaches them a lot. And I do feel that way. It's going to make them better people, eventually. Maybe not at the moment. But this has a lot of positive things as to what athletics does for our kids. I encourage everybody to try to get involved in as many activities as we can. Some of you have come from a larger school, to where you have been part of maybe a 3A or a 4A program. If you think about it, a lot of them ask you to basically start to single out one or two things to do. Here at Exira EHK, I think it's outstanding, and this is the one, my son is in college. I won't do this in front of him, but I'll brag about it right now that he did 4 different activities as far as sports. He was part of Leo. He was in the band. He tried to do as many things. He did seven different things in high school as a senior. I think that's great for our kids. The more involved you are, the better off you're going to be. I promise. Is he an angel? Oh my God, no. Okay? No. But it's just something, I just feel you have an opportunity here that our kids really need to take advantage of. And I strongly feel that way. This other one here, if you look at this is the one that has conduct counts. It's just for you to read also. It's just for you to read also. The only thing that I would encourage as parents would be to read the Activity Parents Code of Conduct. You know, Mr. Weisborn had said something to me today that I didn't even think of. I feel as a coach, like in basketball, that having that certification is the one that gives me the right to yell at the officials. It's kind of a joke. But if you notice, we also have around 100 officials in the crowd as well. And Mr. Weisenborn can speak from experience because he umpires. He's umpired at the state tournament for baseball, softball. He referees basketball games, and you get to hear it. It's the same stuff. It's just amazing how many people know more than what the people that are out there doing. So the Activities Parents Code of Conduct just kind of tells you maybe some of the do's and don'ts that we should do at athletic events. And the last thing, I told you this would be fast. The last thing that I have there, it's for your kids. Okay? And I'm just going to elaborate just a little bit on it. It says Harlan Cyclones. No, I'm not a big Harlan fan. I'm not. However, it's just something that has always stuck out to me. I think this article is probably 10 to 12, maybe 13 years old. And what it talks about it's a group of kids at a 4A school that participate in 4 different activities, and they call it, I think, the Cyclone Slam. They won a state championship in track and field. They won a state championship in baseball, a state championship in football, and a state championship in basketball in a row. I'm not saying it's about winning and losing, okay? Because less than 1% of our kids are going to go on to play at the college level. Less than 1% of our kids are going to go on and play at the collegiate level. But what is amazing inside of this article is these kids, it just talks a little bit about what they did, the sacrifices that they made. It might not be their favorite activity, but they go out and they do it with the other students so they can be part of something. Not everybody's going to get an equal amount of time. It's just not. It's some of the things I've said to my football players. You know, we've had good teams, we've had not so good teams, not so good teams. You know, I wish I could play 25 kids at one time. I can't. You know, but that's what's pretty special about that is over 20 kids did 4 different sports activities. I encourage you to have your kids read that. I really, really do. One of the things that they'll ask, the kids will always ask us as coaches, and this is me in closing, this is what I tell my own kids. I don't wake them up, and he knows because Trey was late the other, 2 weeks ago. I'm not going to wake him up. You can get up on your own. That's part of it. If you want to be part of something, get up. Okay, that's teaching them responsibility. And so I tell my own kids, hey, being average is pretty easy. You just show up and do it. You show up and do exactly what the coach says, and you'll be average. I don't think we want our kids to be average. You don't want them to be average inside of a classroom. I don't. And it's the same thing as coaches. And then I tell my own kids that if you want to be good at something, you're going to have to put in more time. There's a lot of good players. There's a lot of good people that can play in a band. If you want to be great at something, that involves sacrifice. Surrounding yourself with the correct people. You're going to have to do things in the off season. Okay? You're going to have to put in more time than other people. No 2 people are built the same way. It's just, it's never going to happen. Some kids are gifted more than others. They're going to have to put more time in order to be successful or to play at different levels. So, that, Mr. McDonald, do you have anything to add?
Can you hear me okay if I talk like this? Yeah. Hey, just me and you.
By the way, this is Mr. McDonald, a new high school principal. We're excited.
I'm excited to be here. Last night, the kickoff was phenomenal. I love seeing the community support. That was awesome. That doesn't happen anymore. I felt kind of like, oh, all right, I was pumped for the school year. So, yeah, I'm excited for the school year. Excited to see the kids there taking a role in part of that too, because the kids do a lot. I know the boosters is for them, these things for them, but it was great to see them be there too, not just parents being there, but yeah, so it's for the kids, all right? I support our coaches. They're all kind of bouncing around here a little bit. I support them. Perks of being new. I guess I didn't know anyone coming here, so that was kind of a wow factor for me. But I had heard of some of our extracurriculars. So I think our school has a great history, great pride with that. Encourage your kids to go out for multiple things. They get one shot out of it. They might have been cheated a couple years ago in the spring. Nothing they can do about it. So they get one shot. So encourage them to go out for more and more. There's ups and there's downs. All have ups and there's downs this year, especially young kids, freshmen, sophomores. It's tough sometimes. Oh, no, practice this, that. It's okay. Life's tough. It's a life skill they're learning too. So just be positive with them. Say you're proud of them. Say thanks to the coaches after games. I know I always appreciate that a lot. I knew there was one parent I'd always bank on, and I chewed his kid pretty good. I coach football, basketball, track. I'd get on his kid pretty hard. His dad would always come up after the game, shake my hand, hey, thanks, that was a good game. Win or loss. We did some So it's not like we were doing a bunch of winning the whole time either. It was kind of tough to do that. You don't have to do that, but it's a simple thank you. Sports seasons get long. Sports seasons get long. Coaches have to flush the night before, come back the next day, and be ready to roll again. Same thing with kids, right? They roll tougher sometimes. So late bus rides, get back, be positive with them, encourage them. I'm an advocate for kids doing activities. So tell them to join anything they want. They get one shot. That's they never get it back. They never get it back. I think if the coaches got up and down the floor right now, it might be a little entertaining for some, but it's not going to happen. It's gone. Our window's gone. So, but I look forward to it. I will support your kids the whole year. So I've gone to a cross country practice, volleyball practice, football practice, just trying to see the kids and what they do. They do put in extra time. They deserve a little extra pat the back sometimes and hey, good job. All right. So, and I do plan to get to all the activities too.